This video records our first cross-Atlantic cruise trip from Barcelona to Miami. There will be several port calls and a number of sea days as well. We were excited to the sail to start and hope it will be a smooth one. On our way to the port terminal in the morning in Barcelona and passing by the Maritime Museum and the statue of Colombo, Port of Barcelona building. The famous Sagrada Familia Basilica can be seen from the harbor. The first port of call was Cartagena, Spain, an ancient city on the shore of Mediterranean. The city has a long history, including Punic, Roman, medieval, and military. This Roman theater was first discovered in 1988. Excavated and restored by 2003, it was one of the largest theaters of Roman Spain. It was built between 5 and 1 BC and seats around 6,000 spectators. It is one of the major landmarks and tourist attractions of the city. Up of the hill above the Roman theater is the Conception Castle, surrounded by a park, which was where we headed next. The medieval castle on top of the hill is the perfect place to see the panoramic of the city of Cartagena. Looks like there is a new theater built right next to the old one. Our ship can be seen from here as well. This lift can give you a 360-degree view while taking you up the hill if you choose to do so. This building is the Cartagena Technical University. Casa de la Fortuna is a Roman house dating back to the late 1st century BC, which belonged to a wealthy family. Inside the remains of this house, some of the mosaic decor and mural paintings can still be seen. We were spending time strolling the Old Town area. We love these nice streets with beautiful buildings and pavements. Pedestrian-only streets with many shops and restaurants. We saw pretty much all of the important historic places at our own pace, and we were satisfied and enjoyed this little historic town. Our second port of call was Malaga, Spain. We signed up on an offshore hiking excursion offered by the cruise line. We walked around the old town and saw some of the major landmarks as part of the tour. Look at these beautiful trees in this park, with tangerines hanging from all over the branches. Walking up to the Alcazaba de Malaga, a Moorish fortress palace that offers stunning views of the city. The view of the city from here was indeed breathtaking. Here we can get an outside view of Picasso's birthplace. The apartment on the first floor with 2 windows on the far left. There is a Picasso museum as well. This is the Roman theater in Malaga, dated back to the 1st century AD. Notice there wasn't any column remaining for no confirmed reason. Malaga Cathedral is a Renaissance-style cathedral built on the site of a former mosque. The cathedral's construction spanned over 250 years. However, its south tower wasn't finished due to financial constraints and other reasons. The Lone Tower. This is the same cathedral viewed from a different direction. This is the intersection between Alameda Principal and Calle Larios, a symbolic place in the city. We found a couple more beautiful churches when we strolled around on the narrow streets of Malaga. Iglesia de los Martires was one of the oldest churches in the city. Iglesia del Sagrado Corazón, the Church of the Sacred Heart, is known for its impressive neo-Gothic architecture. Iglesia de Santo Domingo is a Catholic temple located in the El Perchel neighborhood, on the right bank of the Guadalmedina River in Malaga. It opens to the public at certain times. beautiful tile murals on the exterior of the Museum of the Archconfraternity of Hope. We loved our visit to Malago. The excursion was beneficial as we didn't do any homework beforehand, and we probably would miss the Picasso birthplace if we were on our own. Our third port call was Casablanca, Morocco. This was our first time stepping on the continent of Africa. Our plan was to get off the ship early and walk to all the locations on our list by early afternoon. Hassan's second mosque was on top of our list, but it seemed to be too quiet as we couldn't be the only visitors. We found out from the guard that it was actually the backside of the mosque. We are now at the right place, confirmed by all the tourist buses. This mosque was completed by 1993 to commemorate the 60th birthday of King Hassan II, who ruled Morocco between 1961 and 1999. It can house 25,000 worshippers in the main hall. These are actually water fountains. The Hassan II Mosque Museum is by the side of the mosque. The design of the mosque includes a retractable roof, a glass floor in the main hall, and the second world's tallest minaret measures 210 meters and offers a grand view of the Atlantic Ocean. The architecture details are quite impressive. This is the Sacred Heart Cathedral, currently serving as a cultural center. From its towers, you can enjoy magnificent views of the city. Ligue Arabe Park is a quiet place in the city with beautiful fountains, African oil palm trees, playgrounds, and sports courts. Mohammed V Square is the administrative center of Casablanca, surrounded by public buildings such as the Justice Palace, the French Consulate, the National Bank, and the Prefecture. Beautiful fountain in front of the main building, built in 1976, is capable of performing water and music shows. The building extends a corridor on each side in the front, and offices on the remaining 3 sides, with a lush green courtyard in the middle. The sacred church again? We stumbled upon this market, spreading several streets when navigating to our next destination. We were told that we should definitely negotiate the asking price, but we didn't have any plan to shop, so we didn't have first-hand information. Rick's Cafe is a replica of the legendary bar that appeared in the film Casablanca. It opened in 2004 and was developed by Kathy Krieger, a former American diplomat and commercial attaché in Morocco. Unfortunately, we didn't have the reservation and hence were not allowed to enter. On our way back to the ship in the afternoon, and the temperature definitely got much higher. We were pretty exhausted and ready to grab something to eat. We were glad that we got a quick taste of Africa through Casablanca. Our fourth port call was at Cadiz, Spain, sits southwest of the Iberian Peninsula off the Atlantic Ocean. The port, in the Bay of Cadiz, consolidated as the main harbor of mainland Spain in the 18th century. We had a better view of the golden roof of the cathedral from the top deck of the ship. This is the La Pepa Bridge, a cable-stayed bridge with a total length of over 3,000 meters, connects Cadiz with Puerto Real in mainland Spain. It was completed in 2015 and is one of the highest clearance and longest main-span bridges in Europe. This was the close-up view of the cathedral. However, its beautiful yellow dome was not visible here. The San Juan Dios Square is a major medieval origin square and is home to the town hall and the Church of San Juan de Dios, and is surrounded by narrow alleys, restaurants, and bars. This bronze monument in the San Juan Dios Square was built in honor of Segismundo Moray, a Spanish politician and writer. Our Google Map navigation failed us the first time in the old town as we couldn't seem to find the entrance to the Roman theater here. We knew we were very close, but we gave up since we saw 2 Roman theaters already on this trip. This monument, at the center of the historical Plaza de España, was dedicated to the Spanish Constitution of 1812. We didn't spend too much time in this city, mainly because the weather took a turn. However, it wasn't a huge disappointment since we already visited Cartagena and Malaga. This is the Parc Genoves in Cadiz on the shore of Atlantic Ocean. After 6 days non-stop in the ocean, we were glad to step on Bermuda, a British island territory. Despite the super smooth sailing, we took a smaller ferry to St. George as soon as we landed. Walking on the street, we noticed that pretty much all the houses have a distinct stepped white roof. It turned out that these roofs, often made of limestone, were to collect rainwater for keeping the house cool and ease of cleaning. We love these colorful houses. The King's Square is the heart of the town of St. George, a local gathering place, and one of the tourist attractions here. The red building is the town hall. The close-up of the white roof. Unfinished Church is a Gothic revival ruin that has been left incomplete since construction began in 1874. With its soaring stone arches, a grassy floor, and the sky as its roof, this is popular for weddings, photo shoots, and outdoor events. Limestone rocks and shallow turquoise waters are making Tobacco Bay a perfect place for snorkeling, kayaking, and swimming. Fort St. Catharines sits on the northeastern tip of the island, which is one of Bermuda's most impressive historic forts, built in 1614. Standing on top of the fort, there is the panoramic view of the Atlantic Ocean, as well as golf course and hotel on the island. We loved our experience at this little town. Its colorful houses, quiet beaches, and warm weather have brought so many tourists. After another 2 continuous days on the Atlantic Ocean, as our last port of call at Bahamas got canceled due to weather, we reached our final destination, Miami. In summary, we enjoyed this embarking of the transatlantic voyage. Thank you for viewing.